Biden's student loan forgiveness application is here. 5 tips before you submit. The Biden administration has launched a beta version of its student loan forgiveness application, and borrowers can apply now. But there's a few things you should know first. Where to find the student loan forgiveness application? The Education Department has launched an online application for Biden's new student loan forgiveness plan, which can provide up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness for federal. You can access the application here on the studentaid.gov website. Borrowers are not required to use their FSA ID, which serves as their personal username and password, to sign into the studentaid.gov website. Simply complete the online form, sign it digitally, and submit student loans administered by the government. The Education Department has been warning borrowers about scammers. You can apply directly through this official online application portal. You do not need to go through any third-party company. The Education Department has been warning borrowers about scammers. You can apply directly through this official online application portal. You do not need to go through any third-party company. The application process for student loan forgiveness. Borrowers simply must provide their information, name, contact details, and personal identifying information like their social security number and date of birth. They must also certify, under penalties of perjury, that they earn less than $125,000 in income, or less than $250,000 if they are married, in either 2020 or 2021 to qualify for student loan forgiveness under Biden's plan. You can learn more about the eligibility rules for the one-time student loan forgiveness initiative via the Education Department's website. Borrowers won't need to include any supporting materials with their applications. To confirm income statistics, the Education Department will thereafter follow up with several million borrowers over the course of the following year or longer. If you get a request like that, you should be ready to give a copy of your tax return. What a beta launch of the student loan forgiveness application means. An electronic confirmation of submission should be sent to borrowers for your records. This is a beta launch of the student loan forgiveness application. This means that the Education Department is using this initial launch to test the process and make improvements before the application is more broadly available. It's a real application, and the Education Department says it will be processed, and you won't have to resubmit it, but you won't get immediate relief. In addition, a high volume of traffic may mean that the beta application could temporarily become unavailable. Some users were already reporting problems last night, and as of this writing, the application is indeed temporarily inaccessible. No processing of student loan forgiveness requests quite yet. While the application is legitimate, no student loan forgiveness request will be immediately processed. The earliest any request will be processed and approved is October 23, according to a court filing by the administration earlier this month. The Education Department has previously said to expect applications to be processed within a 4 to 6 week period after submission. If you aren't able to access the beta application, don't panic, you'll have until December 31, 2023 to apply. The Education Department has not provided a firm timeline on broader application availability, but it should happen sometime later this month. Of course, there are several lawsuits seeking to block the initiative. Depending on the outcome of preliminary hearings in these suits, the program could be delayed or blocked. A hearing earlier this week may be an early test, and the court may issue a decision on a preliminary injunction as early as this week. A long-awaited application for President Biden's one-time student loan forgiveness initiative just went live on Friday. Under Biden's new plan announced in August, millions of student loan borrowers may be able to receive $10,000 or more in student loan forgiveness for federal student loans administered by the government, including all direct loans and some, but not all, FFELP loans. Pell Grant recipients can receive up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness. Borrowers must have earned less than $125,000 in income, or less than $250,000 if they are married, in either 2020 or 2021 to qualify for the relief. The Education Department has launched the official application to apply for student loan forgiveness, and can be accessed here. The online application is online only, and is fairly straightforward. Borrowers will simply have to enter basic information including their name, social security number, contact information, and birth date. Borrowers must certify that they meet the income guidelines and qualify, and can then electronically sign. No login is necessary, and no supporting documentation is required. The Education Department previously indicated that it will follow up with a portion of borrowers for additional information and supporting documentation, so be prepared to provide proof of income, such as your tax return, at a later date. The Education Department is characterizing the current online application as a beta launch. The Education Department is characterizing the current online application as a beta launch. We're accepting applications to help us refine our processes ahead of the official form launch, says the Education Department in a message. We're accepting applications to help us refine our processes ahead of the official form launch. No loan forgiveness will actually be approved until later this month at the earliest. You need to pay attention to how much income is reported to the IRS. That's how the tax is figured. By income, the government looks at wages, self-employment, dividend and other taxable income. The easiest strategy to avoid taxes is to simply take a job that pays under the threshold for your filing status. As you've probably deduced, if you have a source of income during the time you could claim benefits, from 62 to 66, it will lower your benefits, so you have to plan carefully. As you've probably deduced, if you have a source of income during the time you could claim benefits, from 62 to 66,